The true essence of fasting, a journey beyond the abstention from food. In our fast-paced modern world, the practice of fasting is often reduced to a mere test of physical endurance, a challenge of going without food and water from dawn until sunset. However, if we pause and truly reflect on the purpose behind this ancient discipline, we begin to understand that fasting is far more than an exercise in self-denial. It is an opportunity to embark on an inner journey, one that transforms not just our bodies, but also our hearts, our tongues, and ultimately, our very souls. In this reflection, we will delve into the profound dimensions of fasting, exploring its multifaceted nature and the way it calls upon us to refine our character, behavior, and connection with the divine. The deeper meaning of fasting. At its core, fasting invites us to take a step back from the mundane rhythms of daily life. It challenges us to pause and ask ourselves, what does fasting truly mean to me? Is it merely about skipping meals until the next opportunity to eat arises? Or is it a far more comprehensive test, a deliberate pause in which we can recalibrate our lives, re-examine our priorities, and re-energize our commitment to moral and spiritual growth? Fasting is not a practice limited to physical abstinence. It is an invitation to nurture the soul. When we engage in fasting, we are called to look inward and to question the habits that shape our interactions and define our character. It becomes a powerful reminder that abstaining from food is only one aspect of a holistic process designed to refine our inner selves. Beyond the plate, fasting for the soul. Our beloved Prophet, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, provided us with a comprehensive understanding of fasting. His teachings illuminate that a true fast is not simply about refraining from eating and drinking. It is also about what we deliberately avoid in our speech, actions, and thoughts. In essence, fasting is a process of purifying our entire being. It demands that we not only resist physical temptations, but also guard against the internal and external influences that may lead us astray. Guarding our speech. One of the most important lessons our Prophet imparted was that fasting is incomplete if our tongue does not follow suit. A person might abstain from food and drink all day, but if they engage in false speech, be it lying, backbiting, or gossiping, their fast is fundamentally compromised. Words have power, and our communication shapes our interactions, influencing both our character and our relationships. Imagine a day when, despite not having eaten, our tongue remains uncontrolled, hurling insults, spreading rumors, or causing intentional harm. In such a scenario, the physical sacrifice is rendered meaningless because the spirit of fasting lies in purifying our speech. Our Prophet, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, cautioned us, if we do not give up false speech and its related behaviors, Allah does not require us to abstain from food and drink. This teaching emphasizes that the true essence of fasting is a commitment to truthfulness and kindness, ensuring that every word we utter uplifts rather than destroys. The purification of deeds fasting extends far beyond the realm of verbal communication. It is equally a call to purify our actions. Just as we guard our tongues, we must also guard our senses and actions from that which is forbidden, haram. Our eyes should not indulge in that which is improper, our hands must refrain from harming others, and our feet should not lead us toward sinful paths. This holistic approach to fasting insists that our physical and spiritual selves are inseparable. The process of abstaining from evil deeds requires us to be vigilant about our behaviors. It is not sufficient to simply avoid overt sins. We must actively strive to replace negative habits with positive actions. This means redirecting our energies toward acts of kindness, compassion, and charity. In doing so, we gradually purify our hearts and transform our intentions. Fasting thus becomes a vehicle for moral renewal, a time to break free from the chains of habitual sin and embrace a lifestyle of righteousness. Overcoming ignorance and cultivating good character. Ignorance and bad character are significant impediments on the path to spiritual growth. Fasting challenges us to confront these issues head-on. It is not merely about withholding physical nourishment, but also about actively cultivating knowledge and wisdom. True fasting involves a conscious effort to rise above ignorance, a state that is not simply defined by the absence of information, but by the deliberate rejection of knowing what is right and failing to act upon it. In our day-to-day lives, we often take for granted the importance of self-discipline, allowing anger and arrogance to govern our responses to adversity. Our Prophet, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, warned against the perils of ignorance and bad character. He advised that in moments of conflict, when anger flares and insults are hurled, one must remember the essence of fasting. By repeating, "I am fasting," we remind ourselves that we are engaged in a sacred practice that demands patience and self-restraint. This simple phrase serves as a powerful tool to control our temper, to put aside ego, and to prevent the escalation of conflict. The transformative power of fasting. The physical discipline of fasting is intended to be a catalyst for profound spiritual transformation. When we commit ourselves to abstaining from food and drink, we are simultaneously engaging in an inner struggle, a battle against the base desires that can lead us away from righteousness. Fasting, when observed with sincerity and mindfulness, can lead to a heightened sense of tawakkul, consciousness of Allah. This awareness, in turn, transforms not only our daily routines but also our entire approach to life. Breaking bad habits. One of the most significant benefits of fasting is its power to break entrenched bad habits. Whether it is the habit of gossiping, acting impulsively, or neglecting the spiritual dimensions of life, fasting provides a structured opportunity to interrupt these patterns. The temporary withdrawal from everyday indulgences creates a space where we can reevaluate our behavior and replace it with habits that are more aligned with our spiritual aspirations. Consider the moment when we feel the pangs of hunger, not merely as a physical discomfort, but as a reminder of our human limitations. It is in this moment of vulnerability that we are given the chance to turn inward and to seek a higher purpose. By channeling our focus away from the physical sensations and toward our inner dialogue, we can begin to recognize and dismantle the behaviors that have hindered our spiritual progress. This process of self-examination and correction is at the heart of what fasting represents. The role of self-reflection. Fasting offers us the gift of time, a time to reflect, to meditate, and to connect with our inner selves. In the quiet moments of solitude that fasting affords, we are invited to look deeply into our own hearts. What are the habits that have shaped our lives? What are the unspoken grievances, the hidden resentments, and the unfulfilled aspirations that weigh us down? Through introspection, we can identify the areas where we need to grow and make conscious decisions to cultivate virtues such as humility, gratitude, and compassion. This reflective practice is not confined to the period of fasting alone. Rather, it is intended to spark lasting change. The insights we gain during this time can serve as a foundation for continuous self-improvement long after the fast has ended. By nurturing a habit of regular self-reflection, we transform fasting from a periodic act of abstinence into a lifelong journey of self-discovery and spiritual fulfillment. The social and communal dimensions of fasting. While fasting is often viewed as a personal act of devotion, its implications extend into the realm of community and social interaction. In a world where individualism is frequently celebrated, the collective experience of fasting, especially during Ramadan, reminds us of our interconnectedness. It reinforces the idea that we are part of a larger community, bound together by shared values and common struggles. the call to empathy and compassion. When we fast, we experience firsthand the pangs of hunger and thirst. This shared experience has the potential to awaken empathy in our hearts. It is a reminder that millions around the world face similar challenges, often compounded by poverty and hardship. This empathy can drive us to extend our hands in charity and to offer support to those in need. Fasting thus becomes a powerful motivator for social justice and community service. The act of breaking our fast together in the evening further cements this sense of solidarity. It is a time when family, friends, and even strangers come together to share not just food, but also stories, laughter, and a collective sense of purpose. In these moments of communal unity, the spiritual benefits of fasting are multiplied. We learn that our individual journeys of self-improvement are deeply intertwined with the well-being of those around us. Reconnecting with the divine. The communal aspect of fasting is also a profound reminder of our relationship with Allah. The Quranic verse, "O you who believe, fasting has been prescribed for you, as it was prescribed for those before you," is not merely a directive to abstain from food, it is an invitation to reconnect with our Creator. This divine prescription is a timeless reminder that fasting is a shared spiritual heritage, one that transcends generations and cultures. Reconnecting with Allah during fasting involves more than ritualistic observance. It is an opportunity to renew our intentions and to seek forgiveness for our shortcomings. It is a time to engage in prayer, reflection, and supplication, asking Allah to purify our hearts and guide our actions. In this light, fasting is seen as a form of worship, a means to draw closer to the divine and to reaffirm our commitment to living in accordance with His will. Practical steps for a transformative fast. Recognizing the multifaceted nature of fasting is the first step toward a more enriching and spiritually rewarding experience. However, to truly benefit from this practice, it is essential to integrate both physical abstinence and spiritual discipline. Here are some practical suggestions to help you cultivate a transformative fast. Mindful speech. Begin each day with a conscious effort to monitor your speech. Remind yourself that every word has the power to heal or harm. Set intentions to avoid gossip, backbiting, and falsehoods. Consider reciting affirmations that reinforce the commitment to truthfulness and kindness. Conscious actions identify actions in your daily routine that may lead you towards sin. Whether it is spending excessive time on social media, engaging in idle talk, or neglecting acts of kindness, take deliberate steps to modify these behaviors. Replace negative habits with positive practices, such as helping a neighbor, volunteering, or dedicating time to prayer and reflection. Regular self-reflection. Dedicate moments throughout your fast for self-examination. Ask yourself what triggers negative behaviors and how you might respond more positively in the future. Maintain a journal to record your reflections and progress. Over time, this journal will serve as a tangible reminder of your personal growth and spiritual evolution. Engage in communal worship. Participate in communal prayers and gatherings. The shared experience of fasting and worship can strengthen your resolve and deepen your connection to both your community and Allah. Discuss your experiences with friends and family members. Sharing challenges and insights can foster a supportive environment where everyone can learn and grow together. Reaffirm your intentions. Every time you feel tempted to revert to old habits, reaffirm your intention to fast for the sake of spiritual renewal. Remind yourself that the true purpose of fasting is not to suffer, but to elevate your consciousness and to foster a deeper relationship with Allah. The long-lasting impact of a true fast. When fasting is embraced as a comprehensive exercise in self-improvement, its impact can extend well beyond the month of Ramadan or any other designated fasting period. The lessons learned, the habits broken, and the spiritual insights gained during this time can become enduring elements of your character. As you progress through your fast, You may begin to notice subtle changes in the way you speak, act, and think. The initial struggle to control your desires gradually gives way to a state of inner calm and discipline. This transformation is not instantaneous. It is a gradual process that requires patience, persistence, and a steadfast commitment to self-improvement. By the end of your fast, you might find that the true reward lies not in the physical weight lost or the endurance tested, but in the inner purification that has taken place. Your heart may feel lighter, your actions more deliberate, and your connection with Allah more profound. This inner transformation is what ultimately defines a successful fast. The spiritual promise of fasting. The Quran itself speaks to the profound benefits of fasting. It is described not only as a means to abstain from food and drink, but also as a path to attain taqwa, an acute awareness and consciousness of Allah. Taqwa acts as a protective shield for our hearts and minds, guiding us to act with sincerity and righteousness in all aspects of our lives. The promise of taqwa is a reminder that the trials we endure during fasting are not meant to punish us, but to elevate us. They are designed to strip away the superficial layers of our behavior, revealing the true essence of our character. In this sense, fasting is both a test and a transformative journey, one that brings us closer to our Creator and helps us to develop the inner virtues that define a life of true piety. Embracing fasting as a way of life. Ultimately, the true essence of fasting extends far beyond the physical act of abstaining from food and drink. It is a comprehensive way of life, a continuous effort to cultivate purity of speech, nobility of actions, and clarity of thought. It is an ongoing journey that challenges us to rise above the baser aspects of our nature and to embrace a path of continuous self-improvement and spiritual growth. As we move forward, let us remember that each moment spent in fasting is a step toward a greater understanding of our own potential. It is a call to introspection, a call to break free from harmful habits, and a call to reconnect with the divine. May our fasts be a source of strength, transformation, and renewed commitment to the values that guide us. A renewed commitment to the path of righteousness. In conclusion, fasting is not a temporary sacrifice, but a profound, all-encompassing process that transforms every aspect of our being. It challenges us to guard our speech, to purify our deeds, and to overcome the ignorance and negative traits that hinder our spiritual progress. By embracing fasting as a comprehensive practice, we allow ourselves to be reshaped, body, mind, and soul, into a state that is more attuned to the will of Allah. May this Ramadan, or any period of fasting, become a turning point in our lives, a time when we consciously choose to leave behind our detrimental habits and embrace a life of purpose, compassion, and sincerity. Let us commit ourselves to a true fast, one that goes beyond the mere physical abstinence and becomes a lasting testament to our dedication to spiritual growth and moral integrity. May Allah grant us the strength to fast in a manner that pleases Him, to purify our hearts, to protect our speech, and to guide our actions. And may this journey of fasting not be a fleeting act, but a lifelong pursuit of righteousness, bringing us ever closer to the divine light that illuminates our path. In this period of fasting, as we resist the temptation to indulge in worldly pleasures, let us embrace the transformative potential within us. Let our fasting be a mirror reflecting our highest aspirations, a reflection that inspires us to cultivate a life marked by compassion, humility, and unwavering devotion to the divine. Indeed, the true essence of fasting is revealed not in the physical absence of food, but in the presence of spiritual awakening. As we strive to elevate ourselves and nurture the better parts of our character, we ultimately fulfill the true purpose of fasting, a journey that leads us toward inner purification, moral excellence, and a profound connection with Allah. May every day of our fasting bring us closer to the realization that true sustenance comes not from the food we consume, but from the spiritual nourishment that enriches our souls. And may this journey transform us into better, more conscientious beings, ready to face the challenges of life with a renewed sense of purpose, compassion, and grace. If you found this message inspiring and helpful, please take a moment to subscribe to Peaceful Dean. Your support allows us to continue sharing uplifting, informative, and transformative content that guides us on our journey toward a more spiritually enriched life. Join our community and be a part of the movement to deepen our understanding of faith and nurture our inner peace. Don't miss out on future reflections and discussions. Hit the subscribe button now and let Peaceful Dean be a beacon of light on your path to spiritual growth.